So today we're going to be creating this project. So if I hit play, you click on a button that grows when you hover over it, takes out a letter, and then it animates that letter opening out. So it's a cute little project that we feel that you can follow along and then use in your everyday life. So if you want to send a birthday message to a friend or to your mom, you can just create this, create a page that has this envelope on it and send the link to whoever you want. And that person, when they click that link, they will go to your page. All right. So if you do have a lot of questions and you don't want to kind of answer them yourself, I have a list of resources. If you click here, it's at the bottom of the page. And these are all great websites you can go to learn more about all the various concepts that we're going to be learning today. So I encourage you to follow your curiosities and see the true power behind everything I'm teaching you. So I'm going to teach you a sample. I'm going to give you a taste of what are called SVGs and a sample of CSS and a sample of JavaScript, but it's by no means the all-encompassing. It's just going to be a very small subset of it. So if you're curious about the true power of it, you should click these links and go there. All right. Okay, so our strategy to create this thing here is to imagine we are building this card like, I'm gonna hit this, I'm gonna go back to, I'm gonna show you a picture of the card. Let me go back to here. I'm gonna go to the a working copy of this project. So let me just go to index.html here. All right. So imagine if you were going to create this in real life. You're going to create an envelope that looks just like this. What you would do in real life probably is we get some paper and some scissors, and you would get a ruler and you would measure. You would probably draw an outline on a piece of paper, basically measuring the dimensions of this shape. And you would then cut out that piece of paper, and then you would glue it together. You glue all the other pieces of paper. So you might want to glue this here. You might have a back of an envelope, and then you would put a seal, and you would just glue it. And what we're going to be doing is something similar, but with code. And to walk you through that, just to show you the process what I'm talking about here is when I created this project, I actually, on a piece of paper, actually on my iPad, but it's good enough, I drew a coordinate system here where I decided I wanted my envelope to be 300 pixels by 300 pixels. So this width here is 300 pixels. And this height is 300 pixels. And I drew this coordinate system, and I decided, well, this top part I want to leave open for when the envelope opens up. And in the back, the true envelope is really this rectangle here. So I'm leaving this white space here so that when the envelope opens up, it has a place to open up into. So if I click this, you can see it open it up into that place, and then it disappeared. But so this is like one of those pieces of paper that I would cut out. And down here is the front of the envelope. I did the same thing. I measured it. I drew the points of where I wanted to connect my lines to. And this is the critical part in SVG, what we're going to be learning about shortly, is these points. You just tell it the points, and the browser will know how to draw the lines connecting those points. So you just tell it the points, and it will draw the shape for you. And then same thing for these two shapes, where when the envelope is open, this triangle is going to be open, and when it's closed, it's closed. So I kind of drew all that out. So I know exactly what points to use to describe my envelope. And at the end of this, you'll see that when we created just our SVGs, which we'll go into shortly, you would have these shapes. And this type of work here is done using HTML. And SVG is just a subset of HTML. And it just allows you to see on the page everything you want on your page. Doesn't look nice, but kind of just shows you in a nice column everything we want. Then what we use CSS for in this case is we're going to be gluing these shapes together. So we're going to put all this together using CSS, because CSS is the language we use to make what we put on our website to make it look nice. This has all the content, all the information, but it doesn't look nice. So after we're done with CSS, we can piece together all the pieces like in a puzzle and make it look like a closed envelope. Then in JavaScript, we are going to write code so that we can interact with the envelope. So JavaScript is the language that allows us to interact with our website. So we're going to create a function to call when you click this button, so our browser knows to open up the envelope. And so you can see with some JavaScript, we're able to open up that envelope. And then moving forward, we're just going to use CSS animations and SVG animations, which we'll go into, to animate what happens after we opened it. So the amount of JavaScript is very, very little. So if I refresh, click that button. So actually, I'll show you all the animations right now we're going to create. The first animation is when you hover over the button, we see that the button changes. So we're going to learn about animating using transitions on hover. When I click that button, opens up. And then, I don't know if you saw, the envelope faded away. So we're going to learn how to make something fade away. And then lastly, we're going to learn how to use keyframes to define animation in stages. So I'll show you what I mean by that. After the envelope disappears, notice how the letter, it grows tall first. It goes up and tall first, and then it gets big. So we have like two stages there. First stage is it goes big, and it goes tall, and the second stage it goes big. So it goes up, and then it goes big. So using something called keyframes, you can define all sorts of stages. You're not limited to 2 stages. You can have like 100 stages and make a very complicated animation if you wanted to. This is just to get you guys to see the power of it, not to teach you everything. All right, I'm gonna stop sharing for a second. I wanna know if you guys have any questions. All right. Okay, quiet bunch today. All right, I'll share my screen again.